Hi, my name's Emily Barnard. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different, and we are going to be doing a look inspired by Six the Musical's depiction of Anne Boleyn, where I've got my hair all ready to go with the little space buns and the hair half out. I've already primed my face with the Bobbi Brown Primer Plus Mattifier. As some of you will know if you've been watching me for a little while, I'm being quite oily. So I've been going through and trialing out some different products over the last couple of months just to see what works for me best. I also have primed my eyes with the Vizart Seamless Eyeshadow Primer. Now I like to set my eyeshadow primer, so I'm going to do that now. I'm using the Inglot shade 353, which is just a nice skin coloured nude, and I am using the crease prep brush from Real Techniques just to do that. So just setting my primer so we'll get a nice blend going. Now, Anne Boleyn is quite interesting if you are one to go behind the scenes and have a look through and a bit of a read. She was the first wife of Henry VIII to be executed for adultery. Now that's my eyeshadow primer all set. I also like to set my primer on my face just because, like I said, I am quite oily. I'm using the Innisfree sebum, no sebum mineral powder, and I just use a big fluffy brush and just tap a little bit all over the face. So I just tap out a little into the lid because this is a loose powder, and then using a Mecca Cosmetica brush, I'm just going to go in. I make sure that I get in over the T-zone because that's where I'm get most oily. Combination of some new products I'll be trying today, as well as some tried and true tested favorites. If you've been watching my feed on Instagram or any of my stories, you would have seen that I've gotten some new Vizart palettes in the last couple of months. So I've got the Vizart Dark Edit, the Warm Edit, Rose Edit, the Petite Pro 3, and the Shoo Shoo Petite Pro palette, and I have put them together in one palette. I've tried to arrange all of my shadows by colour and finish in just like a generic magnetic palette. Now I'm going to be going through and mapping out my colour using a defining crease brush from Real Techniques, and now I'm going to go in with the shade Olive first just to map out where I want my eyeshadow to come, and then I'm going to go through and darken it up with another green that I've got from the Petite Pro 3. Now I will apologise if I do get a little bit repetitive just as I go through and do my makeup, but I'll be going through as quickly as I can. Now, so I like to take and stamp my eyeshadow in sort of a V when I take the colour through. I find that this is the best style of eyeshadow for my eye shape because I've got sort of an almond eye with a little bit of droop over the top of my eyelids just due to genetics. So as you can see, I'm just mapping out the shape and blending it out a little bit as I go as well. Okay, so we've got the shape mapped out now. Now I'm just going to go through and get a nice clean blending brush. This one is from Bellas Cosmetics, who don't exist anymore, but I'm just going to go through, take that clean brush and diffuse those edges a little bit more. Alright, so that's my eyeshadow shape laid out. Now what I'm going to be doing is going through and adding some depth. So I've got a lovely dark green from the Petite Pro 3 that I'm going to go through and just take in through the outer corner. In a sort of V shape as well. So as you can see, I'm kind of stamping in those colours on the outside edge there first, just to build up that depth. And then I'm just bringing that brush in over the top of the crease. Just for that depth. And you can see how much depth we've created just by adding that bit of definition through there. And now I'm going to do the same on the other side. Now we're going to take that same blending brush and then blend it back out. Using nice soft motions. Now I'm just going to take a nice firmly packed brush. This one is a Cosette D200, which I quite like for using for packing on shimmers. And I'm going to be taking a sort of a goldy green in through the inner part of the eye, and then going through and adding in the dark green shimmer in the shade Absinthe, just for a bit more depth. So as you can see, I haven't put any glitter glue or anything down. These shades are super pigmented from Bizarre. You don't really need an awful lot of them. I'm just building up a little bit more colour. Right, so that's the first part of my sort of greeny gold shades. And then I'm going to go through and add in the colour Absinthe from the Dark Edit palette. And just blend that in over the middle third of the eye. Alright, so now we got a nice little bit of shimmer. I'm just going to go through and add a little bit more depth back in using that same dark green. So using the same crease brush. Now you could add like a black shadow here or like a dark blue if you wanted to go through and add a little bit more darkness, but I wanted to keep it quite green toned today, so that's what I am doing. And I'm just building up the colour by adding a little bit more back in. And as you can see, I'm just sort of going in a V shape on the outer edge. And doing the same on the other side. And then I'm just going to blend out that edge again. I'm just going to tap into a little bit of olive with that other blending brush. And we're just diffusing the edges a little bit. Really nice with the shadow. So what I'm going to do now is go through and do my winged liner. Now at the moment I am using one by Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's a liquid liner. I'm very on the fence about it. It's very opaque, but I don't like the applicator on it. It just tends to hold too much fluid and it gets a little bit thick and not very sharp for winged liner, which I don't like. I prefer a very much sharper liner, but because I have it, I'm using it. So this is it here. This is the applicator. And as you can see what I mean, it's holding a little bit of liquid. So I just like to scrape it off a little bit first before I go through and do my winged liner. So I tend to start either on the inner corner and then bring it out along the lash line and then bring it up into my point, or I'll go the other way and I'll start on the outer edge and bring it in. So today I'm going to go from the outer edge in. So I just like to close my eyes, and because it's a nice sort of, you've got the basis of your wing shape in the liner. So I'll just stamp it down on the outer edge. And today I've just chosen to take my liner into my inner corner and get it quite defined. As you could see, it was a little bit thick when I first put it on, so I've had to go through and correct the shape a little bit because it was a little bit blobby, for lack of a better way of putting it. It's just not the greatest shape of applicator, just because it does hold excess fluid in it. As you can see, I'm only really taking in that inner third, because what I intend on doing is going through with a liner on the inner corner of my eye in a moment. So just with a pencil. Now I'm just going to use a white today. So this is the NYX Pure Light Slide On, Glide On, Stay On and Definitely Turn On Waterproof eyeliner. I'm just going to sharpen it a smidge just because it's a little bit blunt for my liking. Alright. So we're just coming in along the waterline. Which just opens the eyes up a little bit. Alright, so we've got our eyeliner on now. I'm just going to go back over it again a little bit more because it's not quite pigmented enough for my liking. Alrighty, so that's looking a bit better. Now I'm just going to go through and curl my lashes. So I'll just do that off camera and I'll come back to you. Alright, so the lashes are all curled, so I'm just going to go through and lock that curled lash in place with the Urban Decay Perversion mascara. I quite like this mascara, it's not super clumpy, and I'm just going to go through and pop on a couple of coats. Ready? Alrighty, so now we've got those couple of coats of lashes on. If you wanted to, you could go through and add some lashes. I've got a Zepfly Unicorn Cosmetics here, which if I was going to go out and or shoot in this look, I'd be putting these on, just for a big impactful eye, because I do intend on just going around the house the rest of the day. I won't bother, but you can add something like this. These are a big fluffy lash. Now from here, I will go in and do my brows. I'm just using the Revolution, Makeup Revolution Duo Brow Definer in the shade Dark Brown, as my natural brows are dark brown. And I've got a lot of dark brown regrowth in with my hair at the moment because I haven't gone to go get it fixed post-lockdown. And this is just a nice shaped pencil. So I'm just going to go through and draw my brows in. And I just tend to start in along the inside edge of the brow. And then just take my shape along. And then I'll go in along the top. And again, just slightly fill in the brows. And then I start drawing in hair-like streaks. That's one side done. I just want to make sure that any spots that are a little bit sparse of hairs are filled in. And then so the other edge of this pencil is just a little spoolie, so I'll go through and I'll brush my brows through. just to make sure they're not too harsh. Alrighty, so that's the majority of the Anne Boleyn makeup. I'll go off camera and I'll do the rest of my base, and then I will go through with some tips on how to get a nice red lip, and I'll be back shortly. Okay, so now we're back with my base done. I've used a couple of different products to what I normally use. I discovered recently that the Born This Way sculpting concealer that I've used and loved for years actually has an ingredient that I'm really allergic to in it, so I've had to change it out. I've just recently started using the Hourglass Vanish Cream Concealer, which is really lovely. It gives you a nice flawless finish under the eyes and covers up any dark circles. I work shift work as well, so I always have dark circles. This is also my first time using the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation. So this is the shade Vanilla. It's probably a fraction light, but because there's no testers at the moment, I just kind of grabbed it and thought I'd see how I go. I've got the MAC Studio Fix foundation in shade NW60 that I'm using as a sculpting product at the moment. So as a cream contour, and then contouring over the top with the Inglot Cross JLo sculpting powder. I also have the NARS Laguna and Orgasm Duo over my cheeks, so for a little bit of bronze. And the Orgasm is that nice blush that you can see. And I've also been using the Hyper Real Glow MAC palette, and I've got the shade Gleam Sheen as a highlight today, which is this goldy colour on the end here. Now for going through and showing you how to do a lip. Now I'm going to be using some MAC favourites today. So I'll be going through and doing a lip line first. So this is the MAC Pro Longwear Lip Pencil in Kiss Me Quick. I've had mine a while, so I wear red lipstick a lot, as I'm sure some of you will notice. So I'm just going to go through and follow the shape of my natural lip and fill in the colour, which will give me a nice base. And then I'm going to go in with the MAC Cross Patrick Star Patrick Wu lipstick for my red. So I like to just start on the inner corner and then just trace the lip line. And then I'll just fill the lip as I go. Okay, so that's the bottom lip done. And then, so for my top lip, I'll start in along the Cupid's bow. So that's where I tend to start, because that's the hardest part to kind of get even. And you just kind of, there's a couple of different ways that you can do it. I tend to just do sort of short, deliberate lines, just to get the shape, but you can do like a little cross shape and then take it down into the lip like that. And then I just follow the natural lip line. So, as you can see, just going through. If you're a little bit nervous about doing this sort of lip, you can also just go through and take your time. I do red lipstick a lot, so I will tend to do this a little bit faster than what some people do, but you do what works for you, boo. Okay, so that's our lip liner done. I tend to sharpen my pencil nice and sharp so we can go in there and get all the nice points in there, just because that's how I find works best for me. This is a really, really great pencil. It's nice and soft, so if you are on the market for something like that, I highly recommend checking out the MAC lip pencils. They're really nice. They're not too firm, as if you have a lip pencil that is too firm, they can be a little bit of a nightmare. Now this is the MAC Cross Patrick Star Patrick Roy lipstick. I've had mine a while, so mine's whittled down in shape to the shape that I tend to get all of my lipsticks down into when I'm utilizing a bullet style lipstick. And I again just start from the inner corner. And just follow where we've taken the lip line. And again, starting from the Cupid's bow. There you go, there you have it. So I take my lipstick, pull it in along the Cupid's bow, and then pull it outwards on both sides. So that's your nice red lip. So this is my Anne Boleyn inspired look, inspired by Anne Boleyn in the musical 6. Hope you have a great day, guys. If you've enjoyed this video, give me a big thumbs up. If you would like more videos like this, please subscribe and let me know down in the comments below. Have a great day. Bye.